Hello, and thank you for joining Caesarstone on our cooking and cleaning demo today. My name is Amy, and I'm an account manager for Caesarstone for just a little over 2 years now.
My name's Taylor. I, as well as account manager with Caesarstone Canada. Been with the Caesarstone family for 3 years now, but an account manager for 1. We're really excited here to have a cooking as well as kind of a little bit of a preview of our new white light collection, which we have just unveiled and launched recently. With our start of our white light collection, we do want to show off our Statuario Maximus kitchen, which I'll let Amy speak a little bit more about.
Thank you so much, Taylor. Well, we get the very fortunate experience of cooking in this kitchen today with our beautiful waterfall island here and our full height backsplash and complete working kitchen. We get to prepare some roasted beets for you today. Very excited to do that. And we get to show you how to clean up after it so you can see how practical a Caesarstone countertop will be for you.
Easy care and maintenance is typically what we're synonymous for here at Caesarstone. So we have definitely employed some really messy ingredients such as beets, as well as some spices, as well as some oils to really demonstrate the care and maintenance and how really easy it is to do. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. I do want to start off by introducing our brand new white light collection. We do have 3 brand new colors to the collection, as well as some relaunches that are very familiar with the Caesarstone collection already. With the first color I'm going to introduce is going to be Arabeto. So Arabeto is a beautiful jade and copper tone vein, definitely a timeless and classic look that we know with those marbleized look. A little bit more of a feature piece with this, as we do get quite a bit of veining with a homogeneous vein across the whole slab. With this, we definitely are seeing an introduction of those warmer colors and tones as well. Within the recent years, we have seen a transition to cooler palette. So we've been seeing these beautiful, deeper blues, enriching our cabinetry, and then we're seeing a transition to more of those olive tones with the introduction of greens and beiges and warmer tones. So Arabeto really sets the palette and the slate and the actual story of your kitchen, if you will, with the introduction of those colors as well as the ever emerging metallics as well. So really excited to unveil Arabeto. Definitely a dynamic piece if you're looking for a little bit more of a punch in your kitchen and your design, if you will. Then we'll kind of move it down towards the Aterra Blanca. So with the Aterra Blanca, we definitely get a little bit more of a softer look. With this, we do get a misty kind of white base with a beautiful grayish vein that diagonally carries across the slab itself. So a little bit more of an intimate interaction, pardon me, if you will, a little bit more delicate, a little bit softer as well in the palette. But definitely introducing those warmer tones once again, as we see an emerging of those warmer tones being in the presence of our design palettes as well. Keeping within that same trend in terms of color and palette, the next we'll move down to is Adamina. Adamina is really gorgeous. The first 2 colors I mentioned are offered, pardon me, in a polished finish, whereas Adamina is actually offered in our new natural finish, which was unveiled last year. So really soft, really nice caress to this stone. Nothing that is too highly textured where it's going to inhibit the actual care and maintenance, although we do have to be a little bit more mindful with the matte finishes. It will show a little bit more oil and water. But with that, we get the new exploration into a new material interpretation. Still being absolutely non-porous quartz, which Caesarstone is synonymous for with the care and maintenance, but introducing a little bit more of that rugged aesthetic as well. Once again, beige tones, beautiful copper tones, and grayish tones, which are really incorporating in today's palette as well. So really excited for Adamina. Once again, a little bit more textured look, a little bit more industrial, if you will, but that not to mean that you can't dress it down to a more cleaner, more modern aesthetic with your cleaner lines as well. So those would be kind of the introduction of our white light collection launches, but we do have some introductions of what already existed within the Caesarstone collection as well, which I'll pass off to Amy to introduce us.
Well, thank you so much, Taylor. And you got that right about there being a significant pivot to the warmer tones. We're certainly seeing that in design. And Adamina is certainly reminiscent of a limestone type texture, really delicate, but still has that gray base to carry that warmer tone through to a modern day palette. So having said that, I'd like to introduce to you what we launched in the fall, which is our Calacatta Maximus, which offers a wide fluid greige vein with a softer, more delicate gray overlay vein with little bouts of rust throughout. It's available in 2 different finishes, in both a polished and a natural finish. You'll see there'll be certain parts of the stone, I'll just quickly switch it for the next piece here, that do offer solid portions of white to be paired with this larger feature of veining. What's great about this stone and what it's known for is having that continuous fluid vein. So on an application that we have right here, which is a waterfall, you can have one continuous vein going from the floor right across the countertop down the next side to the floor. Such an excellent product, and you can even see on the side how the material carries right through. Just a gorgeous opportunity to both pair with cool and warm tones. Another existing feature of our white light collection is going to be our Imperial White with its crisp white background and its dark charcoal vein, which is very similar to basically branch type design, real natural organic flow of veining that our research and development spent so much time creating, and we just love it. It's a true capture of nature in a crisp and bright way. Very excited about that. We also are reintroducing our White Attica. White Attica, as you know, has always been a popular favorite with consistent veining with a bluish undertone that can capture both gray, blues, any type of your cool tones, but also has a softer white background. Also be a little bit more practical to maintain. As mentioned, the vein is right throughout, so you won't have as many white spots. And this is certainly for the practical cook in your home. Then, of course, we have our Statuario Maximus, which is in our feature kitchen. As you can see in this sample, it's focusing on this large vein. And in an application, what we have behind you here, you can see how that vein really shows well on an upright application where you can make the veining the star of the show. And lastly, never a disappointment is the vivid white. Whether it be throughout the entire kitchen to use as a feature, a backsplash, or throughout the perimeter with your favorite feature islands, you can be sure to count on vivid white as a bright white color matching with all of your coordinating whites within your home. So now that we've done reviewing the white light collection, sounds like we're almost about ready to start our recipe. Taylor, are you ready to start cooking?
I'm excited. You know, we brought some really messy ingredients here. Definitely going to show you how Caesarstone is really synonymous with the care and maintenance, and how everything is definitely going to tidy up nice and clean after each meal that you do prepare on your Caesarstone surface. So yeah, definitely excited. I hear you're a chef in the kitchen. I'm definitely not going to be too involved with that. Obviously, we want to be mindful of our space here. We have obviously taken all the proper considerations with COVID-19, making sure we are properly distanced. And if we are off the shooting set as well, we're making sure that we are masked and attending all of the provincial guidelines as well.
Okay, let's get started. This recipe is super easy for roasted beets. So we start off with 2 pounds of fresh beets. We'll then be using salt, pepper, extra virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegar, honey, and if you care to, use thyme. That's an optional ingredient. So let's get started. Of course, we would definitely want to wear gloves when cutting beets. As you know, the dye from the juice can stain badly, but I've got gloves for today, but I'm not really worried about getting some on the countertop because I have my trusty partner here who will definitely assist me with the cleanup process. So what we recommend is start cutting off the ends on both sides, and we're gonna keep going here. Whoops.
Kind of as you're cutting, is there any way we can make this interesting? Add some special ingredients outside of what you recommended, Amy?
As mentioned, I'm really into cooking, but I don't want to get too creative or crazy because I actually haven't done this recipe before on my own. So I'm just a little nervous that it may or may not turn out, but I hear it's really, really easy. So this should be a piece of cake. Probably the hardest part about this recipe right now is more than likely just cutting and peeling these oddly shaped little thingamabobbers here. So as you can see, this is something that you would want to not, for the most part, spill everywhere. But as mentioned, I'm not really overly concerned because we've got the goods and the guy to clean the area from this. So.
And I did bring my closet here with me. So yeah, definitely any mess that you're going to be making. I heard you're not necessarily the most cleanly person in the kitchen. But
I love to cook, and I'm sure my spouse will attest to this, not the cleaner of the kitchen. So that's why we're such good partners, and why I think we'll be good partners in the kitchen today too there, Taylor. Okay, oh geez, getting stuff all over the place here. These gloves don't make it easier, but it's better than getting all this red dye all over my fingers here. So we're gonna try and get this peels off. This is like the world's fastest peeling.
Yeah, she's kind of peeling away there as, you know, we are a really durable surface itself. So as you can see, Amy's actually brought out a cutting board here. So that's part of the recommendation that we do recommend with Caesarstone is definitely if you are doing any cutting, make sure you do put down a cutting board just to make sure, you know, you want to maintain the longevity of your surface itself. So yeah, just a recommendation there is kind of Amy works away.
We're almost done here. I've got the last one to peel, and then, oops. Jeez.
You're not making it easy for me, are you?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it neat and tidy, but you know the way that works. So we're just going to give these a quick slice because we need to get them into chunks for roasting, and we'll get that all done nice and quickly. Whoops, we want to make sure you don't take a finger off. Unless this is supposed to be a vegetarian dish, but you never know the way I'm cutting these right today. So for the most part, we're almost done here. And beets are actually quite nutrient. They're really good for you. They can help lower cholesterol, and they taste really great. You can add a variety of different spices for the most part, but to be honest, from what I understand, most people just like them plain and simple, roasted, and they can be put onto a salad or as a nutrient side dish. Oh, I missed a piece of the peel here, so I'm gonna just take that off. So, oh, geez. Okay, well, sorry, Taylor. I'm trying to keep this as tidy as possible. I'm not doing a very good job, but let me just finish cutting this, and then maybe I can get you in here to help me out.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Okay, yeah. I need my compost bowl. I'm gonna be right back just to get this stuff out of the way.
Obviously, Amy's a little bit of a tornado coming through the kitchen here. Luckily enough, as I mentioned, I did bring my cleaning supply closet here with us. So definitely run you through some ABCs on how to care for the surface itself, Caesarstone. Beauty is day to day, we just really need a little bit of soap and water. So if your beets are really getting on in there, that's not a problem. Any fruits, any vegetables, it's not a problem. As you can see, I've over amplified what Amy's done here. Maybe your kids are helping you clean, maybe your toddlers, maybe it's a family affair. So we never know what the surface is being used for, typically obviously cooking, but you never know how messy it gets. As mentioned, day to day, we are looking at soap and water. So that's the beauty of Caesarstone is it's nice and easy to care and maintain. Another alternative that we can use for fruits and vegetables day to day is a nice 50-50 mixture of vinegar and water. What we like to typically do at Caesarstone here is we like to apply either the cleaning agent or whatever it might be just to a paper towel ahead of time. Makes it nice and easy. You know, if you're working on any food prep still, you don't have to worry about that. So with this, we're just using a little bit of the vinegar mixed down. As we notice, it's just wiping away with really nice ease, care, and maintenance. Nothing really to it. So as you can see, because Caesarstone is a non-porous surface, that beet is actually no match for the surface itself. So really easy care and maintain throughout the lifetime of Caesarstone itself is one of the added feature and benefits of Caesarstone.
I got my little compost bowl here. It's ready to get this show on the road. Okay, so now if I clean up all this beet mess and all the peels, try and get this out of the way so we can get our beets tossed and ready to be roasted. Ooh, I just keep making the mess over here, geez. And now if we take the bowl, whoopsies. Sorry, Taylor, I'm trying.
Not a problem.
I literally am trying not to make a mess, but I am making a bit of a mess here. Apologize. But I always say a messy cook is a fun cook, so let's have some fun with it. We're just doing a little bit of salt here, a little bit of pepper, woo! My favorite, olive oil. Let's give her a go, just so we can get ready to toss this.
On top. Nice.
Woo! And that's just kind of what happens with life. It just gets messy and crazy and out of hand. And
you know I'm cleaning up, aren't you?
yeah, I do actually. Yeah. And heaven forbid you'd have a glass of wine before you started to toss the stuff. So speaking of which, let's have Taylor open up this bottle of wine here. Let me slide this on down while I'm coating the beets here. Just giving her a good old, whoopsies, giving her a good old toss up. Want to make sure that my people that are enjoying this plate are really going to know the love and intention that was put into it here. So, oops, sorry.
Yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty easy recipe. I mean, obviously, Amy's having, I think, a little too much fun in the kitchen today.
Toss it around, have some fun. Woo. Okay. How we doing there?
Oops. Got to push the cork in. Accidentally broke it. Of course, the one time you have one bottle and a cork, you got to go and break it, right? So
that's what I said. If you had the wine before the dinner preparation, it might have been a different episode here. So
yeah, a little bit of a disaster recipe nonetheless, but you know, we might actually not have wine today.
If you put the cork in, you can.
I'm just pushing it in. If you. So yeah, that was a little bit of a disaster, but nonetheless got the wine open. But a little bit of a mess here, but hey, that's okay. Caesarstone, right?
Well, you know, for such a job well done, perhaps, yeah, we can cheers to that.
You mind passing your glass on over here?
Should slide really great with all the oil on there.
Oops.
Whoops.
Heavy pour.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Okay, are we going to try and social distance cheers? How about we do that?
Social distance cheers.
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 Whoops. One for you, one for me.
I heard you're supposed to slosh a little.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. I think we're having a little too much fun there, Taylor. Didn't you have some kind of mystery ingredient that you were... Okay, what are we talking about?
That's correct.
Here?
You remember how I said I want to make it a little zesty up in here? We have some turmeric, you know, nice dye
I don't know. Oops. Turmeric's not necessarily, I think, what this recipe is calling for. So, okay, let's just leave it at that.
Leave that? Okay.
Let's leave it out. Let's just keep going so that we can keep the show going here, and I'll put our bowl here in the roasting pan.
Maybe I'll set that aside. As you're kind of working away there, that's awesome. As I mentioned before, care and maintenance, soap and water. If there is something a little bit more stubborn, let's say a wine, turmeric, high dye property, what we like to go for is an all-purpose cleanser. One thing that we use is Barkeeper's Friend. Absolutely fantastic, as well as the Vim cream. So we'll also use a Vim cream as well. This one here has a little bit of a microcrystal. So with this, we definitely recommend keeping it very soft in the surface when cleaning the actual application, as well as has a little bit of bleach. So if you are working with a white-based stone, this is fantastic. It's going to do a very good job of keeping all of those stains off, as such as a turmeric or a wine. Such as this, what we typically recommend, like I mentioned, is go ahead and pre-soak a paper towel with just some water. And what we can do is actually apply that cleanser right to the actual paper towel itself. So with this, like I mentioned, nice healthy amount of water, adding to the Vim cream. As I mentioned, the paper towel is pre-soaked. With this, we're just going to do nice light circular motions, removing the actual stains itself. Like I mentioned, turmeric is a really high dye property. As we're seeing, that's coming off on the paper towel itself. As we notice, it might take a few applications. So if that's the case, you know, just make sure to clean up all of the stains, wine, turmeric, whatever it might be, oil. God forbid, Amy spills just about everything here. I think I'm making a bigger mess than I am actually doing good here. But nonetheless, what we'll do, just continue applying.
I'll just help you wipe off the stuff on the surface, seeing as I help create the mess here, just for the most part.
That's fantastic.
You're not going to let me cook next time, are you?
Nope, definitely not.
I think we should switch. I'll open the wine and you do the cooking next time.
Definitely. We'll stick to what we know how to, you know, expertise in, if you will. Like I mentioned, might take a few applications. So what I'm going to do is go back to the paper towel. Let's grab a fresh new one here. Resaturate it, and once again, apply that cleanser to the paper towel itself and to whatever stain you might be looking at. So I'm going to go back with that Vim cleaner with a little bit of bleach. Once again, if it is a little bit more stubborn, what you can do is just let it saturate a little bit. Leave it there for a few seconds, and then definitely go back with a paper towel, and you should be able to clean it right back up.
Looks great. You're definitely hired for my place, Taylor.
Well, we also recommend, if you are using any kind of chemicals, we definitely recommend that you go with just plain soap afterwards. We don't want to have any kind of prolonged exposure to the actual surface itself. Once again, just going to help with the longevity of your Caesarstone surface. So as we can see, we're pretty much cleaned up, you know, turmeric, wine, whatever it might be. It pretty much had no real challenge with coming off the Caesarstone surface here.
You've got me sold, that's for sure. Now, if we can just hurry up and get these beets going, but like all cooking shows, we just happen to have the
Martha Stewart moment.
Pretty much ready to go. So now to finish our salad, we just need to drizzle a little bit of balsamic vinegar over the surface, which we pre-roasted this a little earlier, made for TV cooking, of course. So we drizzle a little bit of that on, and now we're going to go ahead and just drizzle a little bit of sweetness, which is a drizzle of honey. Ooh, that actually looks very good. And
no turmeric?
Pardon my hands. No, we're going to leave that one for now. You did enough work making the mess on the countertop. So pardon my hands. Just using the gloves to just mix it all in so it's thoroughly distributed. And there we go. That is our roasted beet recipe with, whoopsies, I left you some more to clean, Taylor, sorry.
Thanks.
Roasted beet recipe with balsamic and honey. I hope you enjoy it. We had a great time cooking with you today, showing you how easily we can clean up messes. Taylor, if you've got anything, throw it at them now.
Last thing I just wanted to mention for you is the matte finishes. So obviously we're seeing a polish finish here. One of our newer colors, such as Adamina, is a new natural finish. So we got to be a little bit mindful, as mentioned earlier, that this does have a little bit more everyday. It shows a little bit more everyday
I think you were saying like matte finishes tend to show more fingerprints like it would be in a paint. It's the same kind of concept with your countertop that the day-to-day greasy fingerprints might show, but it's
Correct.
just as easy to wipe and maintain to clean up after your messes, or
a little bit more
my messes, actually.
Yes, yeah, no kidding. So yeah, that has a little bit more to do with the actual natural inherent qualities of light. So when we have a matte finish, you know, it's going to want to take to that light and diffuse it across the surface. So something as the oil or water tends to have a little bit more reflective properties. So it does become a little bit more visible. But as you mentioned, non-porous, ease care of maintenance. So definitely really synonymous, as people know, with how easy it is to care for a Caesarstone. If you do want to find out more, there is a lot more information on our brand new website, where we're really excited to actually just once again launch with the White Light collection. So yeah, let's just do a quick run through of the cleaning products that we have and recommend for Caesarstone care and maintenance. First one is going to be a 50-50 mix of water and vinegar. As previously mentioned, this can be used as your everyday cleaner for fruits and vegetables, as well as that can actually be used as a disinfectant too. Along with that same everyday cleanser, just a little bit of soap and water with that. Everyone has a nice dishwasher soap at the sink side, so should have no problems with that as well. If moving on to a little bit more of a stubborn stain, we'll move to a barkeeper's friend. In addition to the barkeeper's friend, we'll also use a Vim cream with a bleach as well. If you're in the US market, we'll recommend also a soft scrub for those stubborn stains, which is really good to, let's say, remove that beet or that turmeric. The ones in the front here, as mentioned, everyday care and maintenance. These are in the back are a little bit more for kind of those stubborn stains, not necessarily every day, something that's a little bit more adhered to the surface. Last I'm going to mention is the methyl hydrate. So methyl hydrate is really good for, let's say, calcium deposits or hard water, as well as rings on the actual surface itself. Between any of these products, you should have absolutely no problem caring for the care and maintenance. If you need any more information, you can definitely visit our website, and there's a beautiful outline of how to care for your Caesarstone.
So that was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
A little bit of a mess, but definitely lots of fun today. Yeah.
Well, maybe next time we'll switch the roles. You do the cooking and I do the wine opening.
Yeah, maybe I won't get my finger stuck in a wine bottle next time.
And maybe there won't be such a big mess for you to clean up.
Speaking of messes though, I did want to bring it back to a few points here. We definitely don't recommend using bleach, and if you do, definitely water it down. We do have a different various finishes in our collection as well. One thing that we do pay a little bit attention to is going to be our new matte finishes. We'll tend to show a little bit more oil and water, as mentioned previous. Has to do with the actual natural kind of actual play with lighting. Anything that's going to be matte finish will want to kind of take the light and diffuse it, such as our new Adamina finish, or color rather. So it will show a little bit more oil and water, which will want to have that kind of nature to want to reflect that light. So if you're looking for something a little bit easier to maintain, we definitely recommend a polished finish, maybe something like the Statuario Maximus. But those are kind of one things that we wanted to preface as well. Another thing that we did want to kind of explain was the difference between actual cleaning and disinfecting. So we kind of ran you through the ABCs on how to care and clean for your surface itself. One thing that we do want to bring light is the actual disinfecting afterwards. So we recommend an actual Lysol wipe for that. If not, you can default back to your 50-50 of vinegar and water as well. You know, COVID-19 top of mind right now. We're doing a really good job of distancing ourselves here in the showroom, but just kind of another added feature. I think you had something to mention about the website too?
Yeah, it's just to follow up, if you're interested in the roasted beet recipe, I know we may have gone through that really fast. All of the ingredients list will be, and the instructions will be after the show. Also, if you'd like to have more information about our white light collection or to order samples, please visit us on our website or check our social media channels. Really looking forward to seeing you there, and follow us so we can follow you. Thanks so much. It was a true pleasure, Taylor. I hope we can do this again real soon. Take care.